With school now back in session for many teens, they may be feeling a mix of emotions. It can be overwhelming and exciting. Well, we are continuing our conversation on teen mental health, and we have Monique Carter, Program Director for Youth Development Services with Arbor Circle. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon. So yeah, let's first talk about those teen years. Is it different than years ago?
Yes, absolutely. I think that teen years now, specifically with social media and influences, are different for us cell phones. The need to fit in and to socialize and to try to fit these unrealistic norms that have been painted due to filters, AI, or different editing tools and software, pictures being painted, probably social media specifically, of the fun times. I think people show the fun stuff or beauty in a different way because you can edit that a little differently, and so youth are feeling this need to measure up in a way that we didn't necessarily have to feel many years ago.
So talk about your role at Arbor Circle.
I am the Program Director for Youth Services, where we hang out with young people ages 10 to 24 who are experiencing crises in mental health and housing instability. So I supervise a team of about 30 case managers, therapists, clinicians, housing resource specialists, and then we have the Bridge Emergency Shelter. And so about 800 contacts a year from youth who are experiencing some form of crises or mental instability.
Monique, what are you noticing when you're interacting with teens?
Right now, a feeling of hopelessness or helplessness. We often hear that young people just want someone to hear them or listen, believe them when they're saying that they're experiencing something different. We're noticing that they're kind of calling out the caregivers or the adults in their lives as really not believing when they're experiencing something. And to no fault, I think to the untrained eye, we can say that these are the normal teenage years, the growing, but these are some really influential years in a young person's life. And so what we see is real. These young people, these teens are really experiencing something different. The magnitude, the volume of calls, I would say that we are in a crisis. The capacity of mental health providers right now is, there's a gap in those resources, and so youth are reaching out at an all-time high, and those needs are significant. And we see some anxiety, some depression, hopelessness, questions on whether life is worth living sometimes, and so it is increasingly difficult to hear those stories, but the community is kind of banding together in a way that I haven't seen in my career thus far. And so while the need continues to grow, the community is showing up in a really big way.
Awesome. So if a parent thinks that their teen is struggling, what's some advice that you can share, and how do they know when they should get some help for their teen?
What I would advise parents to do is just kind of look out for some of those continued or extended periods of change. If youth are being secluded, if there are drastic changes in mood, maybe eating patterns, or if they're withdrawn more, spending more time alone and away, which can be a little difficult, as teens sometimes do love to spend time in their room, but asking some questions and really listening for some of those keywords, key phrases like, well, I won't need that, or that won't matter later. And so really just kind of digging in. And I would say that if you don't know, ask, reach out. Lots of helping professionals are ready to take those phone calls.
Any advice as we head into the new school year?
Oh, absolutely. Be on the lookout. The social pressures to fit in, the norms of the social impact of school and groups of young people, the pressures of grades and sports and friends. So just asking questions, seeing how your teen is answering those questions when they come home from school, really listening. I would ask parents to listen. Most of our impact surveys or feedback that we get from young people is that they appreciate someone listening to them and validating that what they're going through is real. So just taking an extra moment to listen through some of the silence as well.
Yeah, we can all put our phones down, right? All of
We
us.
can all do.
Listen, right? Just listen.
That would be helpful.
Thank you, Monique, for being here with us. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.